Hi everyone, welcome to Follow Your Arrow in 2019. Happy New Year. And I just want to kick off the year by having a chat with Molly Ann. She's come to join us today. Hi Molly.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to finally get to chat to you. It's been a bit of a long time coming, hasn't it?
It has. We live so close as well, so it's been a long time coming, and I'm pleased to be chatting with you.
Oh, fab. I'm reflecting on the past year. Wow, what a year for you. What would you say have your highlights been?
Oh yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind, but wonderful. I think main highlight is releasing my EP Songs of the South, which came out about midway through the year. That was a big highlight for me. It was a big sort of milestone because before that I'd only really released sort of demos, MP3s that I'd recorded in a friend's garage.
Mm.
So getting the EP together and getting that out, that was really exciting. And then obviously I've got a single out talking about something which came out just at the end of last year, and that was a big highlight. That went down quite well, and we've had a good reaction. So it's been fab, really good year.
Oh, wonderful. And things are really starting to sort of move quite a pace for you now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going really well. So I've got my fingers crossed for the new year. Hopefully things can continue on the kind of upward sort of slope. So yeah, it's going really good. We've got a tour booked coming on later in the year, which is really exciting. I'm looking forward to that. And I've got a couple gigs sort of dotted around the start of the year as well. And mainly we're going to be recording an album, so that's really exciting. That's kind of like a big milestone for me as an artist to get the album. I know a lot of people don't really do albums anymore, but I've always been one to kind of go for the vinyl, go for like a CD, a physical, and I'd love to just have an album out under my name. So that's kind of what we're hoping to do this year.
Oh, definitely. And that's so exciting that you'll get to that because you've had some really great singles out as well, and a few all different types of songs as well, haven't you? So it's
Yeah.
yeah, an album will make it, and we'll all need to try and listen to it in order because I know there's a lot of placement around songs on albums, but I'm a bit of a
Yeah.
shuffler
No,
when it
you're
comes
right. You're
to
right. No, no, you're totally right. I'm a bit of a sucker for a concept album. Like the classics, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. But saying I'm going to do a concept album is probably a little bit out of reach for me for now. But I'd love to one day, maybe one day.
yeah, no, aim high,
Yeah,
definitely.
exactly. Yeah.
And for those that haven't heard about you and don't know the sort of music that you play, obviously there's definitely some country in there, and we're chatting to you about that. But how would you describe your sound?
So, my sound is a real mix. It's definitely got country in there, as you said. I'm pretty inspired by the kind of Americana side of country as well. I did some traveling a couple years ago in California, where some of my family live, and that really inspired my music choices from that point onwards. I've always been really into acoustic music, and I was raised on, blues and classic rock. So I've got a real blend of sounds in there. I think at the moment my music is really quite Americana country, with some sort of British folk influences, some acoustic folk influences. Yeah, there's a real blend. Even there's a bit of pop in there as well. I'm
Yeah.
loving some of the pop influences at the moment, especially coming up to the summer. I love that really like big energetic sound. Um, so yeah, it's kind of a bit of a mix.
And it's beautiful and it's quite unique, and I like the fact that it crosses genres. I think that's really nice. They all want to be put in a certain box, really, do they? And that
No,
kind
you're
of
right. Yeah, you're right.
that's lovely. Mm.
Thank you. Thank you.
And your influences then, obviously you just spoke about them a bit, but who would you say has inspired you and why?
So I've got a couple. Bob Dylan is a huge influence of mine, and that comes down to songwriting. He's got something so magic about the way he tells his stories. It's just so
Mm.
organic. Something that probably hasn't really been achieved since the point that he was around. Well, I know he's still around, but when he was coming out with his stuff, in the 60s and 70s, then. That sort of Bob Dylan, really, really, I find quite inspiring. I love his storytelling and style of playing guitar. Dolly Parton is a huge influence of mine. I love her beyond all else. I
Me
think
too.
she's fab. Yeah, she's something else. She's another one, storytelling. She's amazing at telling her sort of story through her songs and her lyrics in this really beautiful way. She connects so well with her audience. But at the same time, she's just this beautiful sunshine lady, this ball of joy. I think she just shines. So Dolly Parton. I love Alison Krauss. Her voice is
Mm.
amazing. I love Laura Marling. Is one of my main British folk influences. She's a fantastic songwriter, really, really amazing. Quite talented from like an incredibly young age. And she's been
Mm.
writing some really beautiful music since she was really, really young. So Laura Marling. I love Joni Mitchell. I really love Passenger actually, which is I think something maybe you don't hear that much of, but his early albums especially are really beautifully woven pieces of folk art. And he's a brilliant storyteller as well. His lyrics are beautiful, they're like poetry.
Yes,
So
he's
yeah,
amazing. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
he is, isn't he? He's just fantastic. Don't see enough of Passenger anymore.
I know.
We want
He
more
was in
Passenger.
Australia. Yeah, when I was living over there, and he was sold out. I was like, I couldn't get in to go and see him.
Oh
I
wow! Oh
was in
my gosh!
Sydney. I know.
Oh, good for him though. Well done,
Yeah,
Passenger.
definitely.
Yeah,
Oh,
good job.
fab. Maybe he's just gone into other countries and gone over there. Maybe he should
Yeah.
come back here and get some
Oh,
stuff.
bring it home, Passenger. We want some of you over here.
Oh, fab. And obviously you spoke about songwriting and that kind of aspect of
Mm.
your career. And what would you say like your process is for songwriting?
Right. So I've actually had a bit of a change up recently. I've always been a songwriter who kind of I've never found it too difficult to sort of just write with a flow. So I kind of open the floodgates when I feel an inspiration coming on, and I'll write, and that's never really been an issue for me. But I think where the issues come in is editing the songs to really speak the message that I want to say. So I usually just sit down with my guitar and I'll write maybe a couple songs in a day. And I know everyone has their different process, but it might take me then, I might have a few weeks to have a block or have a fuss around, and then I'll sit down and write again. But recently I came to get to know this really amazing lady. She's a fantastic artist herself. Her name's Jane Taylor. And I did some songwriting with her, and she's really helped me refine my process and find out what it is that I want to say as an artist, and get that down in a way that people can connect to it truly, because my songwriting has been, it comes through in bursts, and what I've been wanting to harness is having it more as a steady flow so I can do it all the time rather than doing loads in one go and then getting tired out.
Yeah.
So she's helped me do that recently, which is really, really, really amazing and really inspiring. So I'm doing more and more of it. I'm doing a little bit each day at the moment, and it's kind of at more of a consistent level, which is wonderful because I'm working up to being like a professional songwriter, professional singer, and artist as well, which is kind of my aim.
Oh, fantastic. And let's have a chat about the instruments you play because it's quite varied, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm a bit of a sucker for a funny instrument. I love them. So I play guitar, that's my main instrument, and I've played the guitar for a long time. Acoustic guitar mainly, is my kind of thing. But I play the harmonica as well while I sing, and that kind of came from a Bob Dylan route, I guess.
Hmm.
And I play the banjo now too, and it's one of the banjitars, so it's strung like a guitar, which is a bit of a cheat if anyone's listening and wants to try. If you can play guitar, then you can get one of these cool instruments. They're like banjos but guitars. So if anyone's like a hardcore banjo player, then I'm so sorry. um, so yeah, play the strings. I play a little bit of bass. I play the piano a little bit as well when I need to. And then yeah, obviously I'm a singer, so my voice is my main instrument, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing though that you can play all those other ones as well. That's fantastic. So your new
Oh, thank you. Well, I don't. Sorry, you go.
so your new single, Talking About Something, it's just such a beautiful and poignant mix of country and Americana and folk. And like the lyrics that in it is just so beautifully poetic. And I wonder what inspired you to write that song.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you're sweet. Um, so talking about something is about like sort of the way that we talk about each other in sort of like the modern world and the way that we talk together and pushing aside the kind of vanity and the kind of pride that we have and just looking underneath it and seeing that the thing that connects us as a human race is love. And that's kind of the message of the song underneath everything is to forget the fickle gossip and just to exist as you can as a human being and connect with other people in love. Yeah, that's kind of what's going on in that song.
I love it. It's so beautiful and it's just easy to listen to and it just has a really
Oh.
great vibe about it. And I liked your music video. I saw that a few weeks ago as well, which has looked really great with your band.
Yeah, oh, that was an absolute blast to shoot. We loved that. We had a shoot lined up. We had actors booked. We were shooting in Bristol and we had a script, everything. And then unfortunately, living in England, the heavens opened. We couldn't shoot. So we had to kind of all scarper off into this warehouse that's kind of hidden away around the back of Bristol city centre. And we just shot this on a whim. And my partner Phil, he's an actor, so he's the starring role in that, and I'm so lucky to have got him for the day because he kind of pulled it all together, and we just had an absolute blast shooting that in the warehouse. It was really, really good fun.
Oh, definitely didn't look like that wasn't put together. It looks amazing. It looks really,
Oh,
really well done. So great time with that. And
thank
another
you.
beautiful song which I love is "Come On Home,"
Yeah.
because the theme of like family ties and the support that your family can give you, and I can really relate to that after moving away. I went to Australia for a little bit and then coming home and just not really, I guess, really understanding that connection that I had with my family before and really starting to appreciate them. So that was
Yeah.
that like a similar experience for you, or what came out of
Yeah.
that song?
No, it's I'm so pleased to hear that you've found such a lovely meaning in that song. I always say when I talk about my songs that they're pieces of art, they're vehicles for people to find their own meaning in, and that's such a lovely, lovely, lovely thing to hear. You're going to be disappointed actually because the song was written about a story that I saw in a newspaper, and it's one of those terrible gossip magazines that I picked up, and there was a story in there about a young girl, and she had a boyfriend who was quite a lot older than her, and he turned out to be a bit of a bad egg. And so she disappeared for a while with him, and he sold her off into sort of like human trafficking. So it's a bit of a dark story.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
but but the sort of ending, the nice ending was that she came into contact quite a few years later with this older lady who was a musician, and this lady kind of took her under her wing and was like, look, you're the other side of the world, and we need to get you home to your family. They started playing together as like a duo, and they sort of made their way back home from that point. And the song is kind of about how music can be a vehicle to get you back home to your family, even when you're in a dark space like that. And I always say this at my gigs that it's got a bit of a strange backstory, that song, but the moral of the
Wow.
story is good anyway.
Yeah. What an amazing story as well, though. That's really, really interesting. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love the song. So it's
Oh, thanks, lovely.
fantastic.
Thank you.
And then coming up for 2019, obviously briefly touched on the fact you have a new album out and you've got some gigs coming up this month, which I'll put on the website as well. And
Fab.
then tell us about more about your tour.
Yeah, so I've booked a tour in March. I think it's the 21st. It's only 3 dates, and it's in the south of England. So it's the 21st, the 22nd, and 23rd of March. And the tour is called An Evening with Danny McMahon and Molly Ann. So I'm going on tour with Danny, who's a really great friend of mine and a musician that I'm hoping to work with more in 2018. And we've done some gigs already together, and we're kind of on the same we're in the same kind of group of people that operate out of Bristol, trying to spread the country music love from Bristol. So yeah, Danny's kind of taken me under his wing a little bit, and we're going on tour, yeah, in March, which we're really looking forward to. I think we've got 3 dates. There's Portsmouth, Brighton, and Taunton. So if anyone wants to come along, you can get tickets on my website or on Danny's website. And we'd love to see you there. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that one. It's going to be a good little tour.
Fantastic. That sounds excellent. I would definitely want to try and come out and see you. Thank you so much for chatting to us. I'll put those links on the website as well. And all the best for this year. And hopefully we'll catch up a bit later on in the year as well and can keep in touch. And so we can find out more what you're up to.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks so much, Molly-Ann. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.